Guys, if you're any of Jessie's family and you're listening, please just stop listening for 5 minutes, please.
So you're just f***ing sound asleep, like out like a f***ing rock with your willy hanging out.
I'm mortified.
When I came home from Australia last year, Will renovated our bedroom, so we moved my clothes about. When I came home, I found a pair of size 4 Lululemon leggings in my f***ing drawers. I don't have Lululemon. I do not have Lululemon tights.
Welcome back to Agree to Disagree, the podcast hosted by two lovebirds. Myself, Will Young, and my beautiful, beautiful girlfriend, Jessie Wynter. And we're super excited for today's episode, because we haven't sat down in such a long time, just us two, and talked to you all.
Before we went to Australia, we've just got back, we were on a marathon. So we actually pre-recorded all of our last episodes so we could have 7 weeks in the sun, enjoying, and we could get our podcast still out to you.
So yeah, this is what today's podcast is going to be about. We're going to talk all things kind of like what we did in Australia. So we were there for 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. So we were there for a really, really long time. I want to just talk about jet lag because I feel like I've completed it. Like I don't feel like I can get jet lag. I think I've got everything that I need to do to avoid it.
You got jet lag on the way when you came to Australia?
Yes. However, on the second time, so when we came back to England, no jet lag.
That is true. Okay, coming back from England, you wake up really early because of jet lag. Last time we've done this in the past, we were waking up at like 4 a.m., getting up, going to the kitchen, having a feast, going back to bed at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we weren't really doing anything good for the jet lag.
I've got like a new personality now. So honestly, I'm like a gym freak. I'm like, we're waking up. I kid you not. We're actually waking up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, doing classes at the gym at 6, home by like 7, half 7, maybe 8. If we're doing like 2 sessions, brekkie done. We're doing it. We're doing the trend, a 9 to 5 before a 9 to 5.
We're smashing it, yeah.
And I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sexy.
Oh, look at you go.
I'm feeling good and I'm feeling sexy.
Well, I'm feeling tired, but I'm going to soldier through. So we've been waking up at 5 o'clock, going to the gym. We're currently doing high rocks training.
Yeah, we are.
This was Will's idea, by the way, the high rock stuff.
Yeah, because everyone in Australia are like fitness freaks, right? They're just a different sort of breed of people. And on my For You page in Australia was just high rocks, high rocks, high rocks. And I was like, I reckon I could do this, no problem. So that's what we've basically done. We're signed up in a gym and we're going to do a high rocks. I'm going to make Jessie do a high rocks because she's still a little bit uncertain.
Yeah, it's just those wall balls, 75 of those. I hate them.
No, 100.
100?
But it's 100 between us.
Still, like I like fitness, but I think that just looks like pain.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what a high rocks is, okay, someone's going to correct me in the comments because apparently this is going to be wrong. But so it starts off with 1,000 meters of the skis and then a 1K run. And then you do like a farmer's carry, another K run. And then you do like a row, another K run. And then you do like sled pushes,
sled pull.
Yeah, and then another K run. So you do like 8K run and then like loads of exercises. And I just feel like I'm a fucking fitness squad now and I'm going to smash it. I actually do. I actually feel like a fitness freak at the moment.
It does feel good getting up and going to the gym before we start our day. And we've been really busy since we've been back. Also enjoying our new kitchen.
Oh yeah, kitchen's up. We are the aesthetic queens we've always wanted to be. Okay, so me and Jessie, we grew up with households where I lived on a dirty farmhouse, not aesthetic.
And I'm from like country Tasmania. We're living in an old farm cottage. So it's like small farm vibes. Both of us, farm vibes.
So we're living like our childhood dreams at the moment.
Having the complete opposite. We were like white. Everything white, modern,
gold,
crisp.
Yeah, it's sexy and the TikToks are popping because of it. Okay, but let's rewind a little bit. Let's take you back to when we arrived in Australia, and this was really beautiful. So Jessie had to go on her own because I had to do little bits and bobs. So I went a little bit later, and you surprised your family.
Yes, it was so cute surprising my family. So we literally had to go through hoops to not convince them that I was coming to Australia because they were on our cases, weren't they? The minute I turned my Snapchat maps off, my best friend and my mom were like, she's turned her Snapchat maps off.
Yeah.
She's coming to Australia.
Yeah.
So we literally Will logged in to my Snapchat on the iPad.
Oh my God, guys, this is like the greatest plan of all time. I'm going to take 100% credit for it as well because this is my idea.
Will logged into my Snapchat on the iPad, turned my Snap Maps back on so they were still in England. They were still suspicious. They said, send a photo. So then I logged into my Snapchat and like took a photo against a blank wall and I was like, oh, Will's just out on the farm.
Yeah.
And then I sent a voice note on WhatsApp to Will, and then Will played it alongside a video in our kitchen. So we fully convinced them that I wasn't coming to Australia.
Yeah, so it was just like, wow, we love our new kitchen with me like panning across. They had no idea, which was just like...
Except my best friend Hayley checked my Apple location and it was at Abu Dhabi
Yeah,
Airport.
okay, first of all, who is logging on Find My iPhone to track your friend? That's a little bit far and that will ruin the surprise.
This is what our friendship's like though. We're just like this.
But luckily, Jessie managed to persuade her and was like...
My phone got hacked.
My phone got hacked because actually a few months back, just one of Jessie's account did
my phone did get hacked and I was scared, but we recovered the phone getting hacked. So then my friend believed me. She's like, oh, she just got hacked again. Phone's in Abu Dhabi Airport. And then it was amazing when I surprised them. Literally,
We've got to take our viewers and listeners on a bloody journey. We need that emotional connection bond. So take us through it because it's beautiful.
So my brother picked me up from the airport, Brock. He was obviously aware. And then he just said he was staying at my house just because he wanted to. And then my mum was Christmas shopping and we came and surprised her in the shops and she literally started crying. It was so cute. And then I got to be rejoiced with Hayley, my best friend. And even better, I got to make it back for her graduation. So I saw my best friend graduate, which was amazing because I was her housemate throughout her uni degree. I know I didn't do the uni degree, but I feel like to an extent I have experienced every little stress she had with that degree. Oh, honey, I firsthand witnessed it. So I was so happy to see her graduate. Congratulations to Hayley. Like, honestly, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, it was so sweet. So when I was at home, sobbing my heart out because Jessie was in hot Australia, having like the time of her life, I was at home in the freezing cold crying. But I was only, what was it? I only had a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, was it?
Yeah, a couple of days in between.
Couple of days in between. And then I came and I thought, hey, I'm going to surprise Jessie's family as well. A little bit underwhelming. Do you remember? So Jessie's got a little sister, Stella, who's like 4, the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. So I first surprised your brother, Oscar.
They were so happy though.
Yeah, they were really happy. But I was super excited to surprise your little sister. And then, so I was like in the living room, sat on the couch, and I was just going to sit there and then my hopes and dreams, I was like, Stella's going to be like, oh, Will, and like run up to me. What did she do? She like looked at me and she went, Will, hold on. And then
she wanted to take her shoes off. She's very specific.
Yeah.
Like she can't come in the living room without taking her shoes off. So the girl had to take her shoes off.
So I was like waiting. And I was like, we gotta cuddle or what now? But it was really, really sweet. And then after we like played a heap.
Played hide and seek. She was actually over the moon to have her family back together.
Yeah, I think your mum kind of knew because Jessie kind of like, when they all came to the door, Jessie had her phone out. Yeah. So everyone was probably like, what's happening? It's pretty obvious what's happening.
Do you know who was the most excited to see Will though? Hayley. Hayley was over the moon because it was the day after her graduation. So we were going out partying that night. Also, props to Will, lands in Australia. Literally the next night, we are going out for a big night out.
I'm an animal. I tell you that much. I'm an absolute animal. And this is weird. This is weird AF. They call it cage night, all right? And you can imagine it right. You're actually in a cage. So you've got all of like the bars and whatnot, and they barricade you in, and it's called the cage. So we're all in like animals, getting drunk and going crazy, going rah in a fucking cage.
Okay, we don't go rah. Maybe we'll do. But
no,
yeah, pretty much
crazy.
All the bars, so they close off the road and then put fences all around. So you can like drink in the street, but it's not the street, it's still the bar. It's the best night of the year, if you ask me. So you made it back for that. So it all ended up being a happy ending. And then we got to spend the following 7 weeks in Australia.
Well, I would have been depressed. I would have been sad if I saw on Snapchat everyone going out and me not going out. So I did everything in my power to make sure I was there, even if I was a little bit jet lagged. However, I felt like the first day I was fine. I did that night out and then I was just ruined for the next 2 days. So I'm blaming alcohol. And we actually mentioned this on on one of our previous podcasts of how to overcome jet lag. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But yeah, I drank and it just ruined me for 2 days. So I'm blaming the alcohol rather than my actual plan of completing jet lag.
Well, when we came to Australia, we had this really ambitious plan that we were going to be like fitness freaks in Australia. We were like, yeah.
Oh my God, that's just me now. You're just describing me now. Honestly, guys, I'm going to have the crazy transformation. I'm going to be the first man with a 14 pack. I'm going to be shredded as shred comes. I've already said it out. Okay, you watch this space 2025 because that shit is happening. What was it like being back with your family?
Oh my God. Every time I go back to my family, I just love it. I feel like the inner child in me is so healed. And I just think being back in my hometown with my family, it gives me like a soul reboost. Like I feel confident. I feel happy. I feel excited. I love it.
You glow.
Thank you.
I feel like Jessie has this like glow around her when she's back home, and it's just beautiful to see.
I love it. And my family love having you there as well, Will, as you already know.
I am part of the family. I actually am part of the family. Weird conversation, but we were all stood. I think this must be one of the times that we were leaving, and the conversation arised of like what would happen like if me and Jessie broke up, and I was just like, guys, I'll just come here and move in with you, and then we can just chill and play cricket. I can come out in the bush, I could just have a good time. And everyone was just like, yeah. So I just look at Jessie and go, well, have fun trying to have a relationship with your family if we break up, because I'm gonna be there living in the house.
Well, Stella calls you her brother, and my mum actually had to meet with her school because she started school last week and explain that no, Stella doesn't have 3 brothers. She only has 2. And if she refers to Will, her brother Will, it's actually my boyfriend. Just so her teachers didn't get confused.
Yeah, that was really, really funny. That was awesome though, wasn't it? Like, I just feel it's so nice seeing your little sister because she's just started school as well.
I know.
How time flies. It does make me a little bit sad though, and a little bit emotional that, you're over here, and especially with like young kids and how fast they grow and develop, we're missing a lot of that time.
I know. I feel like it seems like literally last time I saw her, she was a toddler, and now she's like a little girl, and she's so intelligent. She's just so bright, and I feel so sad that we can't be there with her all the time. But hopefully we get to see them more this year, I guess. And we'll make more effort to like phone call them. And
yeah, 100%. We've already done that. We're on it. So what was your favourite thing from the Australian trip? Because I've got a couple I do.
Okay. Other than being back with my family, I think I just love my lifestyle in Australia because really good weather. It's sunny. There's lots of beautiful walking tracks. And the coffee is so good. Like getting up, going for a walk, going for a morning coffee. I just love that shit. That's just like, do you know what I mean? That's me.
Yeah. I feel like one of my favourite things is cricket. I'm not a cricket fan. I've never really played cricket. But since I've gone to Australia the last couple of years, I'm playing backyard cricket. I'm actually feeling like I could get in a side. I'm that good, people. And then also, we watched a lot of cricket. So the Hurricanes.
Hobart
Hurricanes, which is just the States cricket team, won the championship.
Woo!
And it
Shout out Hobart Hurricanes.
It was awesome. It was literally like I was just in like a dream. I don't know what was happening, but it was just like one of the greatest experiences of my life. And it was just so, because the whole family are cricket fans, so it's just like a complete family outing. And we watched them throughout the whole way, and they won.
I know. It was so awesome. So this is for the 2020 Big Bash League in Australia. It's actually awesome. If you think cricket is boring, go watch some 2020 cricket games. Like, honestly, they're just so much fun. They're just trying to hit sixes all the time pretty much. And they make it really fun at the game. Like, they have all the, like, lights and they get the crowd involved. Like, it's loads of fun.
Yeah.
It was also super exciting seeing the Hobart Hurricanes win because they're my hometown, my home state.
Me too now. Me too. I've got the 2024-2025 season winners fucking jersey. Yeah, so I'm a pretty big fan as well.
Also, for my family, Australians are probably the only ones that'll get this, but with the AFL, we go for St Kilda Football Club, and I love them. I go for them. They never win. They never fucking win.
Yeah.
They went in like grand final and drew and then lost. It's just like been devastating. So for our family, we have been one of those families that just, their teams always lose. So actually seeing one of my teams win, I'm like, the heck?
Go bloody Hurricanes. Another thing I loved from Australia was me and your dad having some father son-in-law son-in-law time. Okay, so I didn't know this was a thing in Tasmania, but there's something called the aurora, okay, which is basically when the sky lights up in different colors and it's just like beautiful. And like every night me and your dad would go out, we would romantic, we'd go out, we would like stargaze, we'd take photos of the aurora, and it was just like such a cool time.
Yeah, it was so weird. It'd be like midnight and my dad and Will would be out with like our professional camera, and then they take photos of like the stars and then run back inside, put them like download them to the iPad and looking like, oh, look at that star. I never knew you had a passion for this.
Nor did I, but in the UK, we are so light polluted, we don't see as many stars. Guys, if you love like looking at stars, go to Tasmania because that shit is beautiful. It is literally, I want to try and see if I can send some clips and we can put the pictures on so you can see what I mean, because the sky lights up with like a blue and an orange color and the stars are so vibrant. I don't know what's the word for a star fanatic?
I don't know.
There's a specific.
The aurora, isn't it?
No, there's like if you're crazy about like the universe and stars. No, there's like the specific.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we're not that intelligent.
But it's so sweet seeing you and my dad obviously get along. I feel like you and my brothers and my dad were just hanging out the whole time. And then Stella and I were having girl time.
We're having boy time. We were just having boy time, and me and Stella were having sister-brother time, which is so cool. Well, your whole family was. It was just like such a cool experience. And then I want to just say one more thing that I loved. Australia is 50% off for anyone in the UK.
Oh my God.
It is 50% off. I kid you not. It's like everything's half price. I have no value for money when I'm over there because a pound is a pound. If I spend a pound,
rate is really bad.
Yeah, if I spend a pound, you get £2 back. So if you're English or from the UK and you're thinking about traveling to Australia and you're thinking, oh, you know, money might be a bit of an issue, do it, because that shit is 50% off. I was like going, spending, I don't know, a bill would be like £100. £50 I pay, no problem. And it feels like free money.
It does, but the food is really expensive in Australia. I think you just liked when you saw on the bill, then you saw your bank.
Probably, yeah.
But the clothes, you got loads and loads of clothes. I think, do you know what? You do you, boo. You were having a great time.
Yeah, maybe I was being delusional, maybe a little bit, and like selling myself false hope. But it definitely worked for me because I felt like I didn't spend.
Well, one thing that I didn't know you could do in Australia either, if you leave Australia within 60 days of making a purchase, when you go to the airport, for all your purchases over $300, you can actually go to the airport and claim 10% of that back, so all the GST back.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about this because we like bought a new camera in Australia and stuff. So when we went and did that, and then when we left Australia, it felt like we actually made money.
Yeah, no, it was good. Me and Jessie did have a bit of a dispute though, because it was like for a couple of £100, which is good. However, I'm just the most impatient person and I don't want to queue and wait. And I looked at the big fat line and I went, oh, do we really have to get it?
Yeah, but then I was like, we're getting paid like £300 to just stand in the line.
And then Jessie was like, are you fucking serious? Looked at me and I was like, oh, no. No, I would love to wait here, dear, please.
What? Like, think about it. It took us like 25 minutes and we got paid £300. Like, that's less than an hour's work. That's fucking winning if you ask me.
It wasn't bad.
So they're the highlights of the trip. What was your worst things from the Australia trip?
My worst thing. I don't know. I just had such an amazing time. But something you can't control was the weather. So we split our time between Taz and Sydney. Taz, beautiful. Something to do with the ozone layer or something. But I was tanning. I was hot. It was beautiful. So we went to Sydney 2 times. And both times we went, it was raining. And I know if you're living in Sydney, it's probably good. But for a tourist over there who wants the heat, I wanted the sun and we just got rain.
Well, the thing is, Tasmania stereotypically has the worst weather. Like, Tasmania's not that hot.
Tas was on top.
Yeah, it actually was. So we were like, yeah, we're going to leave Tasmania and go to like the real hot weather, have beach days. Went there. My brother was Snapchatting me, showing like the clear blue skies. And we were like, why is the bad weather following us?
If you've never gone to a beach in Sydney, right, I don't know where we were going, Bondi, these are no joke waves. Jessie calls them fucking dumpers, whatever that means.
Yeah, so these are the waves that could G. So sometimes you have waves that are like good where they like glide up, but these ones go like up and then literally just plummet.
So I'm trying to like surf waves because that's what you do out there. The wave comes and then you like start swimming and then like you can just start fucking surfing it. I don't really know how it works, but it does work. But then sometimes I almost thought I was drowning because if you don't ride it, it like front flips you and like smashes you about, and you're like trying to gasp for air, and you're like basically drowning. It was horrible.
Yeah, you got to be safe in those waves. It was pretty funny watching you get knocked around.
No, it was horrible.
I did feel bad. I like saw your face pop up and you had like this look of terror on your face. I was like,
yeah, I walked out. I was like, this is dangerous. I was like, and then there's just like kids doing it. I was like, no, we need to get everyone out. This is dangerous.
As much fun as we had in the waves, or as much little fun we all had in the waves, some of the other things that happened in Australia, I think we had a streak of bad luck. So when we went Christmas shopping, we went to the shopping centre. We were in the shopping centre car park, paid for our ticket, went to get out, and the car battery was flat.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know what I did. I don't know if I left the lights on, but my dad warned me about this. He said, take like jumper leads or a little battery pack in your car so you can charge it. And I was like, Dad, why the hell is the battery going to go flat? I was like, stop stressing. It's not going to go flat. I drive the car to the shopping centre, pay for the ticket, and the battery's fucking flat.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to call my dad. He's the only person that could help us. And I was like,
when was
I'm
this?
not calling him.
This was like Christmas Eve or the day before
It was Christmas Eve.
It was Christmas
Eve. So everyone
Eve.
was busy doing their Christmas prep.
Yeah.
And I'm here with over an hour away from home. My dad's trying to relax on Christmas Eve.
This is actually embarrassing because I, first of all, went to the car garage people to see if they could help. They just laughed and said no. And then I actually got to a point where I was walking around the shopping centre, going up to random people and going, do you have jump leads? They must have just think I was like the craziest person because I was given no context. Like, our car's battery's like, stop working. Can you help us? I was just going up and be like, do you have jump leads? Do you have jump leads?
I was like, surely someone does. And I could see loads of utes or trucks in the car park because we were driving a truck. I was like, one of these people, like it's Australia, it's Tasmania, someone has jump leads in their car. But Will, you kept going up to like the people that never looked like they had jumper leads. And I was like, why aren't you going up to that bloke over there with the mullet? Like,
they were just saying no. And I was like getting to the point where people were like driving out of the car park and I was like running them down going, stop. Do you have jump leads? And then they'll go, no. And then I just have that embarrassing walk back of just going, oh, well.
But luckily, a really lovely man did have jumper leads and he was in the car next to us. He had a ute. I knew that one of the utes would have one and he jump-started us. So I didn't have to call my dad because I was just like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I actually did call him and he gave me like a ugh.
Yeah.
And then luckily in between the time between calling him and him getting ready to leave, we were resolved.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have to wait. But then because we already paid for our car parking ticket, we go to drive out and it's like you can't drive out because you've been in here for too long. You have to pay again. So like there's a big queue behind us. It was just a nightmare.
Yeah, Jessie trying to go, we've paid, but we had to jump start and everything. It was a nightmare, wasn't it?
But we got out. And then our second stroke of bad luck, my lovely dad has a boat and he doesn't get to take it out very often because he works a lot. And a few months ago, he bought a new motor for it. And he's like, let's take it out. Can't wait to take the boat out with the new motor. Get out. Start cruising down the river. What happens? The fucking motor stops working and it's me, Stella, my dad, my brothers. We're all stuck in a little tinny out in the fucking river.
This is really funny because your dad was so excited to take everyone out in the boat.
It was so bad.
And the boat hadn't been taken out in like a year or 2 years because I think just a year because like I'm not a boat man, but
something.
The engine or the thing.
We had to get a new motor for it. So we got a new motor. It takes the new motor out and it literally
just
breaks
did it.
down.
And then it got to the point where, okay, this is really fucking funny. It got to the point where we were having to paddle back to shore. And then so the boat ramp was there and then someone had to jump.
Someone being Will.
Someone had to jump on the boat ramp and then catch the rope. So I jumped, and I'm using quotation marks. I jumped. I literally put my hands on it and just fucking fell like that.
You
and
flopped.
I flopped. And I had to like pull myself up onto this boat ramp. And then because of the water, it's like taking him down the stream and I've got Jessie's brother Brock trying to chuck me the rope and I just keep missing the rope like this. We did that like
You're
4
like
times.
clapping like a seal and our whole family's in this fucking boat drifting down the stream and Will can't catch this rope. And we have people on the shore watching us like, what is actually going on? We've just paddled in with these mini paddles in this big old boat. Then we have the rope like...
Yeah, it was really
Oh
embarrassing.
my God, I
but
feel
then
really-
on the last one, I managed to do it.
You're like heaving us in.
Yeah, that was a. Okay, it's looking back now, it was really funny, but like at the time, it was just
It was
like
stressful. I feel so bad for my dad. And I was so excited, like, yeah, let's take Will out on the boat. Like, boat day, let's go.
And we have a
next minute disaster.
Yeah, and your dad's like real stressing, and everyone's just like making jokes, like, "Oh my God!" And do you remember you went flying because of Stella?
Yes.
So, okay, I have a really bad tendency of laughing at Jessie and when you shouldn't laugh in bad situations. But this, we were in front of a whole family. This was like the only time I didn't laugh. I wanted to. I like held it in, but basically. Your dad was like starting the boat, and then I think it started, didn't it?
For like a second.
And then so it like jolted really far forward, and Jessie and Stella wasn't holding on. And then Stella like went flying, and then Jessie went flying as well. And like as a superhero, grabbed Stella and like turned on her back. It was nuts.
Yeah, Stella literally was on my lap. We were just sitting there. I don't know. Dad said to us, he's like, it's common sense to just hold on, but we didn't. Stella went fucking flying. And so I was like, fight or flight me. I leaped to catch this girl who's airborne, jump, turn her on my back. I land on a fucking tackle box.
Yeah, Jessie's legs all scraped really, really bad. And everyone's like, you're right. Like,
Yeah, Stella's fine. She's like, oh, that was fun. I was like...
Everyone's like, you're right. Jessie's like there, like legs semi-shaking, like, yeah, that's
I'm like,
fine.
it's okay. Anyways, the boat trip was a nightmare, but it was also really funny. No one got hurt. We got back safely to shore. Lucky we all had our life coats on life jackets on because I literally thought we were going to have to be swimming. Moving on to the most embarrassing bits of our trip. What would you say the most embarrassing part of our trip was?
Well, my notes down here, the most embarrassing part of the trip is just two things from me. Okay. Which one do you want to say? Which one shall I say? I think I'll say the less embarrassing one for me.
Okay.
Which is the pooing situation at Jessie's parents' house. And I know they watch this, so I'm like super embarrassed to talk about this as well because I'm going to have to go back. But Jessie said we have to.
So every time Will had to
Not
go...
every time. That's a bit...
Every fucking time Will had to go for number 2 at my parents' house, he made me stand outside the toilet and guard the door.
So you've got like the toilet and then you've got decking, which is like connected to the toilet and then like goes into the house, right? And that's like the go-to spot for the family to everyone like stand. So like finding a good time to go for a poo, like when everyone's there, because obviously it's like the most bait thing when you go in there and you come out like 5-10 minutes later. So I'm like trying to find, like I'm plotting and scheming like, ooh, when is there no one there so I can run in and have a poo? And then secondly, I have to get like Jessie to stand outside so it's like not suspicious or not weird if anyone's like out there and I like come out of the poo so I can just like talk to Jessie sort of thing.
As well, like we have, so my 2 brothers and then my sister and me, and like if I walk into the toilet and someone has like stunk that room out, you will hear someone be like, who the fuck did that?
Yeah.
Because it's
I'm like, Jessie, you have to take the rap for me.
So I have to stand out and guard so that like the air's fresh enough by the time we come.
Oh God, it's not good. Everyone can relate to that. I'm sorry. Anyone who's got a partner and you go to like their parents' house and you need a poo, everyone feels the exact same as me. It's not just a me situation.
It's just so funny, the panic in your face.
Yeah.
The second most embarrassing bit, this is, yes, for you, Will. So... because we have a full household, my nan was staying with us at Christmas time. So the spare bedroom wasn't spare. So me and
I'm
Will...
actually mortified we're telling this story.
I'm actually mortified for you.
I'm actually mortified. Guys, if you're any of Jessie's family and you're listening, please just stop listening for 5 minutes, please.
So we had to set up a spare bed in the living area and we just had like a mattress on the floor. And Will has these underwear that like... what? They're just bad underwear, aren't they? They just... pretty much his willy slips out of the underwear.
So men will know, like in underwear. So it was like they've got like a slit in them. Like I guess I don't really know the ins and outs of what you're supposed to do with them. But your willy can go in and out of this like slit, right? And we were in bed, and my willy kept falling out because I was just in my pants.
But the funny thing is, Will was like, I don't think these are my only underwear. I don't want to wear them.
My only underwear? That's not true. No, that's not true. Actually, I will tell the real story because Jessie's telling porcupines.
You did say that, and I said, yeah, wear them. It's fine.
No, I do have other pants. We were in bed. We were in bed, and my willy kept popping out, and I was like, I just couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered getting pants. And I was like to Jessie, do you reckon it will be all right? And she was like, yeah, don't bother.
No, you said, do you think it will come out in my sleep?
Yeah, I
said, no, it will be fine, surely. Like, why is your fucking willy going to come out?
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to be under the blanket. Anyways, fast forward, I wake up in the morning. And Will's like out of the blanket. Your willy is at the tip of your underwear. You're just laying on the floor. I'm fucking mortified as well. Because I'm like, I don't know if someone walked through. But we have a big household, right? My mum wakes up early. My sister wakes up early. And you're just fucking sound asleep, like out like a fucking rock. With your willy hanging out.
I'm mortified.
I actually like put the blankets over you and just let you keep sleeping. I don't know if anyone saw. We don't know if anyone saw.
Yeah, we don't know, but I'm just like, I don't even want to think about it. Luckily.
It looks so funny as well. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I actually can't think about that.
Oh my God, I feel like someone would have saw, but they were too embarrassed to say. I really hope they didn't. I really fucking hope
because
they didn't.
we were waking up late because this was just at the start of our jet lag as well. So I'm just like, surely. But then when we woke up, I wasn't really.
We didn't get weird vibes, no.
I wasn't really doing vibe checks.
You're just scared.
I wasn't doing vibe checks because Jessie didn't tell me straight away either.
I felt like too mortified for you. I was like, what? Sorry.
It's actually mortifying. And if anyone at home, Jessie's family, are listening to this, and it
wasn't what you think it was,
and it did happen, do not bring it up to me when I come home, please, because that will be mortifying. I'll be mortified.
Oh my God. But I just thought of another really good thing that happened on our Australia trip.
I thought you were going to do a really good thing about my willy situation. I was like, are you fucking serious right now?
I'll change the topic for you. Will and I had a mystery and we solved it. The mystery of the leggings. The Lululemon leggings.
Oh my God, I can't believe you brought this up as well.
Yeah.
I actually can't believe this because I wanted to out Jessie on the podcast for this. I wanted to out her big time and it completely slipped my mind. So thank God you remembered it because it's not even in the notes, people.
I'm going to start with my end of the story.
No, you start with yours and everyone in the comments back me up because this is some crazy girlfriend shit.
When I came home from Australia last year, I came back a week later than Will. In that time, Will renovated our bedroom, so we moved my clothes about. When I came home, I found a pair of size 4 Lululemon leggings in my fucking drawers. I don't have Lululemon. I do not have Lululemon tights. And I'm like, okay, whose are these tights? Can you guys just like hear me out? Imagine if you came home and you found men's clothes in my stuff.
The first, yep.
Yeah. So I was on an investigation trying to suss out whose Lululemon tights they are because they're not your mum's.
Nah.
They're not anyone from the villas.
Nah.
Who the fuck? How did they get there?
Well, I was like to
while I was away?
Jessie, and what she's not telling you is that she was like, you fucking had someone round, haven't you? You have had someone round when I haven't been here the last week.
I was investigating. I had to.
I was like, I swear to God, Jessie, I promise. I was like, I promise on our relationship, I'd never do that to you. Like, it's got to be a mistake. I was like, they're either someone from Australia and you packed them and brought them back, or they came from the villa. And
but they were there when I got back.
And Jessie went, nah. No one has Lululemon. No one wore Lululemons in the
villa.
In the villa. And Jessie would always wear these Lululemons anyway because they're nice.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. If you've had a girl round or whatever, I'm going to get past that because in my heart, I didn't think you did. That's why I obviously stayed with you. But I was like, you know what? A win's a win. A win's a fucking win. They're Lululemons. They're
what she's not telling you is so
I was wearing them.
Every time she put these Lululemons on, it's like she fucking hated me. She was plotting and scheming. She would put them on and she was like, ew. Jessie would say, I've had one of my girls' rounds, which is absolutely bonkers, every time she put on the leggings. And this would start a new argument every time she put these on. Every time she saw these Lululemons, every time she put them on, every time she think of them, she would like fucking work herself up in her head and she would snap and get like, awkward towards me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Okay, to my discretion, first of all, yeah, I probably shouldn't have just kept them if they were going to make me mad, but they're actually really fucking comfortable and they're really good quality. So and they were a perfect fit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
And Jessie brought them to Australia this year and she wore them. She wore them on our walk. And exactly what I've just explained happened. She put them on and she was like, oh, one of your girls won this. You're such a disgusting pig. She didn't use those words, but this is how I was taking it, okay, people? She was like, oh, this is disgusting. And I was like, oh, come on, because we were going for a walk with Jessie's sister. I was like, come on, let's not ruin this walk. Like,
I did laugh about it. I used to kind of laugh at myself because I was like, do you know what? If you actually did do that with someone and I kept the leggings and stayed with you, I'm actually just laughing at myself at that point. I, in my heart, didn't think you did have someone around. I kind of got over it, but still the thought that could be possible.
No, and she didn't.
Even just the image of that, every time I put it on, imagining someone else has left their tights at your house, that's obviously going to be...
Guys, can you actually hear this? Because Jessie's getting riled up right now, even fucking thinking about it.
Oh my God, yeah, I don't want to think about you with a girl at our house in my bed, leaving her tights behind.
We're getting rolled up about a situation that has never happened. We're actually getting rolled out. It's like when you have a dream and you wake up and your partner cheated on you and you're like, fucking, I'm not talking to you because you cheated on me in my dream. It's not real.
Anyways, fast forward, we're on a walk with my sister and I tell the story about the tights. And my sister goes...
No, that's not what's true. Me and Jessie were bickering on the walk about these fucking tights. And I was like, oh my God, Jessie, I did not have anyone around my house. And then Rachel, Jessie's sister, was like being like the mediator in it. And she was like, right, and I understand where you're coming from and how you feel, Will. And Jessie, I understand your point. And then it clicks. Rachel clicks. And she was like, well, I lost some Lululemons. She was like, I lost some Lululemons. And Jessie was like, no, these aren't yours. They've been in England for over a year. They're not yours. They're not yours. Saying they're not. And then Rachel said, let me see the tag. Do you know what was said in the tag?
And by the way, the tag isn't like in the back of it. It's like in this tiny hidden pocket. And it's this tiny, tiny tag. And it's in tiny, tiny writing. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't look at the tag.
And the Lululemons were bought in a store in Tasmania.
Could have been a girl from Tasmania. That wasn't me.
Get real. They were bought in... Rachel, Jessie's sister, lost Lululemons and they were bought in Tasmania, so the mystery was solved. Did I get an apology after this for this year or however long it's been, maybe over a year, this long stretch of these fucking Lululemons which haunts me every single time? Did I get an apology?
I'm sorry.
No. Jessie, did I get an apology afterwards?
No.
She went, I'm not apologising.
I was too angry.
She went, I'm not apologising and stormed off. I went, all I'm asking for is you to just say sorry and that I was right.
Yeah, no, that's because he didn't ask me to say sorry. He said, I'm right, admit it, I'm right. And I was like, you know what? No.
Yeah. So she didn't, and I'm so
but
glad.
I am sorry.
That's okay.
So it turns out the Lululemons, my sister packed and took them to Sydney. And when Will was packing his stuff to go home a week earlier than me.
I'm still getting the blame that I'm bringing the Lululemons home.
Then you somehow bought her Lululemons.
I think Jenny? That's my mum. I think Jessie wanted Lululemons, accidentally packed them, and that's a mystery solved.
I would never steal my sister's Lululemons. However, I did keep them after we exposed that they were her. Because I was like, girl, I've had them for a year now. But yeah, so the mystery of the Lululemons has finally been solved.
Finally come to an end. Okay. And if boyfriends out there, if your partner or your girlfriend is saying that and you know it's not true, you stand strong because the truth will come out eventually.
Yeah, but the thing is, guys do lie. I'm not saying you lie because I believed you. Otherwise, I would have just broken up with you. But I'm sorry, lots of guys do fucking lie.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not our problem. We have trust issues.
Moving swiftly on, and we're actually going to answer a couple of questions which are really frequently asked to me and Jessie. And this is kind of like asked on Instagram all the time. If you're not following us, follow us right now. But one of the questions is, would you both ever move to Australia and live?
Yeah, so we've been getting this comment on our social media a lot. Obviously, we were really upset. Well, I was really upset having to leave Australia. I'm extremely happy there. However, at the moment, our lives are in the UK. And I've obviously got my visa here. So I might as well stay here till at least my visa ends. I think it would be pretty stupid to go through all those loopholes and effort to overcome homesickness, start a life over here, and then get a visa and then just move straight home. So as much as I love my home in Australia, and I'd love to live there again one day, for now, it's at UK is where it's at.
I would happily move to Australia, go to your parents' house, live playing cricket every day, go out in the bush, go to the river and swim every day is the dream for me.
It would be the absolute dream. But for us, it's just not yet. And technically in Australia, like we would be somewhat unemployed. Like, you know, we've got our podcast here. We've got our management here. We've done a lot to settle ourselves here.
I don't need employment because I'm going to move in with your parents.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's my plan. That's my plan if we break up anywho.
But we do want to spend a little bit more time out in Australia. So that is on the cards for this year, a lot more Australia trips.
Yeah, new year, new us. You know how the bloody saying goes, and we're going to spend more time in Australia this year.
Yeah. Moving on to our dilemma of the week. My girlfriend has been acting weird about Love Island All-Stars when we're watching it. I noticed she's liked a couple of the Love Island boys' old photos, and I then found out that she's actually been messaging back and forth with one of them. I don't know if more happened. I feel really off about it, but he's now on All Stars. Do I bring it up with her or do I just drop it? I don't want to watch Love Island with her anymore though. Fair enough, you don't want to watch it.
I want to know who this guy is. Name drop, email back and name drop so then we can name drop on the pod.
Oh, well, it sounds like they were messaging a while back and now they're together.
Yeah.
That would bloody suck if someone that's like been messaging your ex is on Love Island. That would fucking suck.
Oh, Love Island All-Stars, isn't it? It's one of the oldies.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll do. That's such a difficult situation, isn't it? Because it's like, well, technically she's doing nothing wrong.
Because in the past.
Because it's in the past. But also, you know, messaging like an islander, you might be like, oh my God, what the flip? And then watching it with them.
I feel like with you, Mr. Whoever sent this in, I feel like...
Just name drop, dude. Get name drop.
On the name drop. I feel as though perhaps you have a little bit of resentment towards this person and that's the only reason you don't want to watch it. I mean, if it's going to start arguments watching it together, perhaps don't watch it together because if it did happen in the past, like you can't be angry at her for what you did when you weren't together. Unless you were together.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. I'd be like, we're not freaking watching this anymore. Imagine that. Like, if they had like a little fling or they were like DMing, it's sensitive. I'm like, you're not watching that because whenever you're watching that, thinking dirty stuff in your brain about that. Boy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is kind of true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
because if she's acting a little bit awkward or like sus, as the Gen Z say, we say sus, acting sus.
And I can understand it'd be a little bit embarrassing if you're like the only one that didn't know about this DMing. Like if all their friends know and then you didn't know, you're just watching it on TV.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's suck like waking up and scrolling through your TikTok For You page because there is just all Love Island.
Maybe what we should do so we can give you like an outcome, vocalize it, speak to your girlfriend, see, just ask. I would ask. I'd be like, well, sorry, but then you have to admit that you went through the phone. Then you have to go, I went through your phone. Just bring it up. Or just bring it up casually. You know, we're like watching it. And
Remember that time you messaged them?
No. Put it in a test. I would be like, so, you know, I won't get mad, but what boy do you fancy most in the villa? And
I won't get mad is always
a
recipe for disaster. They'll get mad.
And then you can like pick it out. And if she says that guy, she was like, have you ever messaged him as a joke thinking she would say no? And if she does say no, then bang, red-handed, she's a liar. So then call her out. And then that's probably a more organic way of like getting out the information you want without her knowing.
Wow, it sounds like you're experiencing this well.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, that's me back in the doghouse then. Right, now we're going to finish off with some quick fire questions. Love Island is coming to an end. Who is your top 4/winners?
It changes every single day. I quite like Curtis and Ekin Sue. Now, hear me out. Great entertainment. what they've done on this series.
Yeah.
Fucking people say Dada's being fake. I don't care.
Da-da this, da-da-da.
I actually don't care. Pure entertainment.
Who's your top 4 then?
I don't know. I also do have a soft spot for Harriet and Ronnie. I actually think they're really sweet. And I know people are like, oh, they could have got together when they weren't on the show. It's different. Like when you're out there living your life and stuff, it's so different than being trapped in the villa.
Yeah, true.
And like if we broke up and then I went on Love Island and I knew you were going on Love Island, obviously I'd be like, great, perfect. Now I can like get him back with me. Like it's the perfect way to get back with an ex, getting stuck in that villa. I think.
So top 4, what's your prediction? I'm going to predict, it's really difficult because there's a top 4. I don't know.
I do quite like Grace and Luca as well.
Yeah.
So I would just say they're the top 3 couples. Oh, Catherine.
Catherine.
Catherine and Omar. More so Catherine. I just fucking love Catherine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Catherine, come on the pod when you get out. Come on.
Yeah, Catherine, come on.
I would probably be similar to you on that.
That would be the top 4 couples.
So top 4, Curtis, Ekin-Su, Ronnie, Harriet, Catherine, Omar, and Luca and Grace?
Yeah.
But then you've got Casey and Gabby as well, which I think are a strong couple.
They are a strong couple, yeah. But
all right, let us know in the comments who you think top 4 or even who you think is going to win, because that's interesting. I feel like everyone what I've seen online is all Ekin-Su and Curtis.
Yeah, I think it's mixed. Every day it changes who you like, you don't. It changes everything, but that's who I think.
Are Will and Jessie doing a High Rocks this year?
Did you write? This is what happens when you let Will write the questions.
Yeah, I did write this one.
You can do a High Rocks.
We will do a High Rocks,
I'll
people.
come be your cheerleader.
We will do a High Rocks.
When you do like a doubles High Rocks, though, the girls have to do the guy weights. I can't do that.
This is our agree to disagree moment of, I'm not going to say the week, because this was actually something that happened in Australia. So this is the agree to disagree moment of the start of the year. Stella, Jessie's baby sister, likes me more than her.
Oh my God. Absolutely not. But I'll come clean with this embarrassing moment. And we'll put it on his TikTok as well. So
it's classic.
When we came back to Tasmania, Stella was there. She was really excited to see us. And
You're not setting the story. No,
towards us at the airport.
No, you're not setting the scene. You're not setting the scene. We were meant to go home. So we were supposed to go home 2 weeks earlier. So we flew to Sydney and we were flying back, and we could extend our trip for another 2 weeks, and we were over the moon.
We said our big emotional goodbye, the tears, the crying,
oh my God, emotional
the blues.
goodbyes. How did you say goodbye that day?
Oh, because the tyre fucking went flat.
Jessie cracked this shits with her family.
Because we were going to miss the flight because the tyre went flat. I was the last one driving the car. I don't know how the tyre went flat, but yeah, we're about to go to the airport and the tyre goes flat. Brilliant.
But yeah, we were supposed to be going home. So I had some work. It got pushed back another 2 weeks. We're like, yes, we've got 2 more weeks in Australia. We can go back to Tasmania, see the family. This is so good. So we get off the plane and Jessie's like, can you film me? Can you film me when Stella runs over? Because it'll be really, really cute. Take over.
Yeah, so Stella's running towards. I'm looking at her. I'm smiling. She's running. I'm running. I bend down to hug her. She runs straight past me into Will's arms. Yes! And literally, people at the airport were fucking laughing.
And what's even better, but this was like a little show. It like happened in slow motion. There was like heaps of people watching this bit because like Jessie's mum had a phone filming from that direction. I had a phone filming from this direction. You've got 2 sisters running towards each other. Jessie bends down, arms out for a cuddle. Stella just runs past, almost hits Jessie arms away.
I have a theory she didn't recognize me because I got hair extensions and blonde hair. And when I left, I had brown hair and short hair. So that's my excuse.
Well, you can think that one, but we all know what we saw.
It was really embarrassing. I will cop that on the chin. But she did hug me afterwards. And I do think she loves me. She definitely adores you.
We've just got an amazing relationship.
She thinks you're her brother and I'm her sister. So,
and that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, we're so happy to be back and we're excited for the next few episodes. We've got a lot coming up on Agree to Disagree pod, which we should all be excited about.
We're just so happy to be back.
Yes.
Back in these seats for you all.
Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to click like, subscribe, share, do your thing.
Please.
Please. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.